Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's discussion. In this video, we're going to be talking about Winter Storm Gerri and its impacts from north to south. On one side of the storm, we're expecting a pretty significant snow event for some, potentially blizzard-like conditions. And in the south, we're expecting, once again, another severe weather outbreak. So with that covered, let's go ahead and start talking about what we're seeing with these forecast models, and then again, what we expect, what's a possibility to occur within the next 24 to 48 hours. The first thing I'm going to show you guys is the GFS model run. This is one of the most recent runs here. If we look out west, you can see the current low pressure system that's going to cause all of this chaos and crazy weather over the next 24 to 48 hours. It's situated over Utah right now. If I move ahead frame by frame, we can see that low pressure system and kind of get a feel for what's going on here. Again, just like with the last two low pressure systems that have swept through the United States, we're going to have a warm, moist sector to the south and east of the center low right here. And then again to the northwest, we're going to have that cold Arctic air mass spilling in behind it. And where these two air masses converge, this is where we're going to see the severe weather take place. So this is early Friday at this point in time, so January 12th, 2024. You can see that sharp gradient of that freezing line, and then the greens are the warmer air. Now at this point in time, the low is situated over Oklahoma City roughly, so it's taking a very similar track to our last system, which was Winter Storm Finn. If I jump over to the convective outlook that has been put up by the Storm Prediction Center, we can see exactly what's going on here. Again, we've got a warm, moist air mass feeding north into this cold air. With this low pressure system, we're going to have wind shear in place, a screaming low level jet once again. All of these ingredients are going to come together late tonight. So everybody in the Arklatex region needs to be on high alert this evening. Again, tornadoes, hail, damaging wind gusts are all a possibility, especially in this enhanced risk area here in northeast Texas, southeast Oklahoma, central and southwest Arkansas, and extreme northwest Louisiana. But also don't let your guard down if you're in this yellow bubble as well. Could see some tornadoes come out of this, potentially supercell development. So this is the categorical look that the Storm Prediction Center puts out that just gives you a general idea of where we expect thunderstorms, severe thunderstorms to develop. If we isolate this and look at the tornado threat, you can see that we have a 10% hatched area once again. So what this means is that the Storm Prediction Center believes this is going to be the most favorable environment later tonight for strong tornadoes. If we switch over to the wind probabilities, we can again see the same bullseye area. It doesn't really change. We've got this 30% probability of experiencing damaging winds, and then we've got a hatched area, which again, 10% or greater probability of wind gusts 65 knots or greater within 25 miles of a point. Definitely this area is going to be the primary target zone going into tonight for severe weather. If you live in these locations, please stay weather aware, have a weather radio, have a way to get alerts, and pay attention to the forecast. Looking at the hail probabilities, you can see we've got a bullseye over here again, same area, hatched area, 10% or greater probability of 2-inch diameter hail or larger within 25 miles of a point. And again, here in the yellows, we've got a 15%. So, of course, 2-inch diameter or larger hail can be destructive. So, again, this is our hail threat for tonight. If we move ahead to day 2, you can see that that severe threat shifts east and is again going to target a lot of the same areas from just a few days ago with the last system. Generally speaking, the yellow and the orange is going to be the primary target area for severe weather. You can see the enhanced risk area runs from west central Alabama all the way up through Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, through cities like Columbia, Columbus. If you're in the yellow portion, you still have a slight risk of experiencing severe storms, so do not let your guard down. But this enhanced area is the area that is going to be under the greatest risk as we see it right now. If we go to the tornado probabilities, again, as you can see there, another hatched area, pretty broad area of where large destructive tornadoes are possible. We're likely going to see tornado watches issued tomorrow for these areas if all of the ingredients hold together like we're expecting them to. It appears we're going to have plenty of warm Gulf moisture surging north with that low pressure system and the cold air wrapping around the backside. We're going to be in a sheared environment. We're going to have strong winds aloft, a strong low level jet again. All of the parameters are looking like there could be a very severe weather outbreak late tonight and tomorrow for these areas, to include tornadoes once again. Let's go ahead and take a look at the GFS model run here. This particular map is going to show us the air temperatures aloft, also going to show us the isobars, which is going to indicate basically how strong the winds are, generally speaking. You can see this trough setting up, big deepening low right here over central Arkansas, bunch of cold Arctic air spilling in on the backside, and again we've got that warm moist Gulf air surging to the north, and where these two air masses collide, this is where the instability axis is likely going to set up, meaning the most instability right over the Arklatex region here. Go forward in time. Here it is, Friday afternoon. See our low pressure is centered over southern Illinois here. It has strengthened from the previous 6 hours from 990 to 982. Again, anybody to the south and east of this system is going to experience warmer air, rainfall, storms, things of that nature. Those of you that stay to the north and northwest and on the back side of the system will experience colder temperatures and snowfall. As we look to the southeast, we can see this severe weather scenario setting up here. Again, we've got that warm front lifting to the north. We've got the cold front trailing from the center low here, dragging and pulling cold air in behind it. As that severe weather threat shifts to the east, we'll see similar areas like we did with the last storm. Central Alabama, central Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina will be that bullseye zone for the worst severe weather, it looks like, and potential damaging tornadoes. We put this forward in time again. Now we're midnight Saturday. Look at this surge of cold air just coming in from the north. Very cold temperatures coming down from Canada. Polar air, really. Then as we look over here near Chicago, that low is centered just north of Indianapolis here in Indiana. At this point, you can see our little white lines here. These are our isobars. Very windy, very windy. Again, this area to the northwest of this low, again, Chicago, northwest Illinois, southeast, east Iowa, parts of Wisconsin here, and northeast Missouri. It's going to be very windy, and in some of these areas we'll likely experience blizzard conditions with intense snowfall rates possible. Combine that with some strong gusty winds, and it's going to be near whiteout conditions for some of you guys in this in the upper Midwest here. Again, looking southeast, that cold air surging into this warm, moist air mass. It's going to lead to severe weather. That severe weather will continue ongoing. Again, we're likely to probably see another QLCS type event, quasi-linear convective system, where a line of severe storms form. And again, with that and with the parameters in place, could see spin-up tornadoes along that leading edge of the line. We keep moving forward in time. This is Saturday morning. We can see that cold air, again, just filling in, starting to overtake more of the eastern half of the United States. Low pressure system is still very strong at this point in time over Michigan, 971 millibars here. And again, that really cold air mass spilling in behind it. We are likely going to see, for millions, the coldest air that we've seen this season. Very frigid air is on the way. Keep going in motion here, and you can just see that cold air taking place, taking hold of a good portion of the United States, the Northeast. A lot of areas are going to be seeing very, very cold temperatures. I'm going to make a separate video talking about this cold Arctic air mass that's going to be setting in. We'll go into more detail about expected temperatures and, for different areas, and we'll touch on that a bit more in another video. This one, I just wanted to talk about this low pressure system, where it's going, and generally who's going to see what from this system. If we take a look at the current watches and warnings, you can see once again our map is just littered. We've got winter storm warnings, winter weather advisories, winter storm watches. We've got wind advisories, blizzard warnings up here. I mean, there is just a ton of warnings scattered out and about, and this will continue as this low pressure system works its way east, and more weather starts to develop because of it. All right, switching over here, this is going to show us the snow rain line and generally how things are setting up. You can see here, this is midnight tonight. That low pressure system centered over central Arkansas. An explosion of storms, heavy rainfall here. Again, we've already got snow developing on the backside, these tight isobars, indicating some strong winds and also indicating that this low pressure is strengthening. Move ahead another frame. Now this is about morning, midday Friday. You see the low pressure system, like we said earlier, centered over southern Illinois. We've got that cold air wrapping around the backside, and we've got snow occurring in Missouri, Chicago, all those areas I mentioned before. Again, to the south and to the east of the center low, we've got rain, storms, lots of it. Keep moving forward in time. That low pressure system strengthens further. So again, it's going to be very windy around this low pressure system. Definitely gusts, probably 25, 35 and higher are likely, with heavy snow falling in areas like Chicago and Milwaukee and parts of Michigan here. If you're in this blue area, around this blue shaded area around the center low, expect gusty winds and heavy snowfall. Again, as we put this in motion, you can see that rain, those storms continue to work their way east, eventually up the east coast again. Looks like we're going to be seeing some pretty heavy rainfall, just like we did a few days ago, which is unfortunate because we've already got a flooding issue occurring in many places in the Northeast. Again, this low pressure system is centered over Michigan right now, and it's still showing a 971, which is looking pretty strong. Looks like it deepens as it moves to the north. So very windy, a lot of snow around the immediate center. But again, as you go south and east, you get in more of that warm air, that warm sector. So there's going to be more rain on the southeast side of this system. And then eventually that system works its way off and things clear up for a while. Now, with that said, I just wanted to show the GFS total snowfall 10-to-1 ratio here, and just give everybody a general idea of what to expect. So focus in on the upper Midwest, Missouri area. That's generally where we're going to start seeing these totals from this system kick in. You can see as we move forward in time, by Saturday, we've got a pretty good area here. Pretty significant snowfall totals. I mean, see anywhere from 10, 12, 13, 14 inches in some locations here in northern Illinois. And you can see there's a pretty sharp cutoff, pretty sharp gradient here where the totals fall off. You get down here into central and southern Illinois, it falls off to just maybe a couple inches. Same thing here in central southern Missouri. But yeah, this area here from extreme northern Missouri, northeast Missouri, through Chicago, extreme northwest Indiana, into Michigan, Wisconsin here. If you guys live in these areas, likely going to see a pretty good snowfall event. And real quick before I end this video, I just wanted to talk about the convective available potential energy model run. Again, this kind of shows us where we expect the most and the highest instability areas to be. And again, we can see that here at midnight tonight. We've got some CAPE values showing up here over the Arklatex region. Go forward in time here a few hours, you can see where that instability is at. And then as we move forward in time to Friday morning, midday, you can see that instability axis shifting to the east. Kind of ramps up here over these areas, Florida, and then the southeast here. So again, that's basically where we expect the severe weather to be, and where it's going to be confined to. And again, that aligns with what we're seeing from the Storm Prediction Center and what they believe to occur. These two areas right over here in the Arklatex region, and then the southeast here. Again, showing that you can see that taking place here with these CAPE values. moderately high. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video there. I'll have another video out talking about the frigid air mass coming in, and then we've got another system coming in that's probably gonna bring some snowfall pretty far south, snow and ice. So we'll have to talk about that. But as always, if you made it this far, thank you guys for watching the video. If you got any comments, questions, concerns, let me know. Constructive criticism, and I'll see you all again soon.